Hi, this is Miss Roxy from the Forever Praise Dance Network. And today I want to talk to you about an exciting new concept in fundraising. Now, all of us know, before I start, I want to introduce you to this lovely young lady here. This is Pastor Gloria, and I call her Mom, but you can call her Pastor Gloria. Hi, how are you?
Hi, Roxanne. I'm fine.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. So anyways, she's here today. She's going to help me talk to you about this Points Bank experience that you're going to be journeying on with us. And why we're doing it is because we have been involved. I've been involved for about 30 years. And then there's Mom. She said she's been involved for about
35 years.
35 years. That is an extremely long time to be involved in ministry, I'll tell you that. And it's great and powerful, but it also is very nerve-wracking at times. And when it comes to funding and finances, it really can get difficult.
Very.
Right. And when you have these great ideas that you think, well, God wants me to do this and that, and then you look into your account, your bank, your treasuries and all that, and it's like, well, maybe we should cut back on that idea. And often that's what happens to fantastic ideas because we just don't have the funds. Let's be honest. That's what happens. So what God is giving us are fresh, new, creative looks at this whole idea of fundraising that can change the way that we do things. And I'm excited about this one that God has given my husband, Pastor Warren, and it's called Points Bank. And what happens is that there's this concept of network marketing is something that I heard about, but I've always heard sort of the bad things, right? Haven't you heard like the whole pyramid thing and that guy Madoff and he took the people's money, and you always hear this negative stuff. So when Pastor Warren started, because he's into business as well as he's a pastor, and he's been doing network marketing for years and years, and he will have a video coming out. He'll show you what he's done. But I'm just telling you a little bit about it. And he came to me, and I've talked to him about, I hate fundraising. I mean, going door to door. When I was little, we used to sell pens and stuff. Oh, it's terrible. So I said to him, what can we do? And he said, well, I have made considerable funds doing something called networking, but it doesn't have anything to do with the Christian church. They don't really do that much. So I asked him about it, and he created the Points Bank that couples this networking and the Christian fundraising, and he calls it a convergence, like it's just like going to be and change the way we do funding. And I think it's exciting. So let me just give you a couple of points about it, then you can go to the website and figure it out and ask questions. But I want you to see how it works. Okay, first of all, you have networking, which is this idea of I have a product or I have something, and then I tell two people about it, and they get excited, and they tell two more people, and so it builds, right? We have that idea. It's out in the world. You usually have product. You're selling cleaning supplies or something. You've heard of that kind. Okay. That's annoying, actually, at best. I've tried it. I don't really. So then you have, if you take that idea, what Warren has done, it is couple that idea with fundraising. And so in the Christian church, what he said is if everyone will donate $10 a month, just a simple donation of $10 a month, which we probably could, if we stop at McDonald's once or twice a week, we can come up with our $10 a month, right? So you take your $10 a month and you're going to invest it in the kingdom. That $10 a month is going to bless other Christian ministries, right? And any churches that also are part of our network, bless them. Now, after you've invested that $10, here's where the networking part comes in. For every person that you tell and get to join, and they also give their $10 a month, you will get 1 point. That's why it's called Points Bank. You're not going to get $1 because that would be illegal. Ponzi scheme, pyramid, we don't do those kind of things. So you get a point. And for that point, it goes into your little Points Bank. Right? So it's the points start to accumulate. Now, the person you just told, they get excited. Wow, this is great. They tell somebody. They get a point. But you also get a point from telling them. You see how it's going to start to build? They tell somebody. They get a point, but you get a point from the person before. And you get a point from that person that just got told. So eventually, Warren has all the tables to show you. You might end up with 3,000 points. After 7 levels or 8 levels you go through, 3,000 points. Now that's like, yay, except what am I going to do with 3,000 points? That's if you tell 3 people. If you tell 4 people, it comes like to 20-something thousand points a month. That's a lot. Except that what am I going to do with 20-something points? Who really cares? So this is what happens. It's 2 things you can do with your points. One is that you can say, I really want to bless my church or my not-for-profit organization. Like say, I want to do a convention in Orlando here where I live for Praise Dance in October. I want to fund it using September to October of 2010. And so I want to fund it from this idea. So what will happen is when I start to accumulate my points, I'm going to get together and say, okay, I'm donating this for Forever Praise for this, or for whatever, your church, whatever Christian organization. They will get a check for that money. If it's a not-for-profit charitable organization or a church, that's the only people that get real money, people that donate. That's why it's about funding ministry. That's our number 1 goal. But as an added incentive, what also will happen is that as a person, you can get an interest-free loan. Now, I know we're not supposed to be borrowers for the lenders and all that stuff, and you're not supposed to get into debt, but listen to this. It's interest-free, and you set the terms of repayment. That means it's according to how much you can. Isn't that great? So as you can, you pay it back monthly by whatever means that you and the lender, which is Points Bank, determine. So what we're doing is you take your debts, like your car note, and your foreclosures on your houses, and your student loans, and all these things that are credit card bills, and you can pay those off. Now, if you have no debt, you're going to have a lot more cash that is spendable, and it's going to make a huge difference in what you can give and what you can do, and it's going to take the pressure off of living. There's all sorts of exciting things that can come of being able to have funding available. And all those dreams and visions that you have can begin to come to pass because God is using these methods that if before they've been not available to the Christian. We haven't thought about it that way. But look at Jesus, right?
Right.
He was the greatest networker in the world. He took 12 men, disciples, he called them, fishermen.
Right.
And he taught them for 3 years, and he said, go in the upper room, there was 120. Now look how many billions there are of Christians, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because one tells one, one tells one. It doesn't take a lot. My mom was saying, but how am I going to get 3 people, right? Remember you were telling me that? I don't know 3 people. Well, what we're going to do with the videos is we're going to give you all sorts of different methods that you can use to get people to be.
Right.
I love this. Honestly, no, I do. You have to understand, my mom is just so precious. I am trying so hard to get her involved with the computer. I'm just taking an aside right now. Okay, I know we're still taping, but I'm just letting you know. This is like mom stretching herself outside her limit. But I'm really excited that she's doing it. So bear with us if there's a few little hiccups here and there. We are trying our best.